Russia and Ukraine are racing to lock in territorial gains before a Trump presidency. It is understood that Trump would freeze the front lines harder and colder than a Russian winter, and that would mean that Russia keeps Ukrainians' territory by about 18 to 20%. But Ukraine is fighting back. Several days ago, Ukraine carried out one of its biggest drone strikes on Russia. 3 airports were closed in Russia, many flights were diverted, and 84 drones hit Russia from Ukraine, many going straight into Moscow. But never to be outdone, Russia the day before carried out its own mini drone strike, or should I say, its record breaking drone strike on Ukraine. 145 drones on Ukraine in that single day. If it seems like the war is heating up, that's because it is. A source inside Ukraine now claims that Russia is working at its fastest in terms of territorial gains since the war started back in 2022. And then there's Kursk, the Russian land which Ukraine seized earlier on in the summer. Ukraine were like, hey, Russia, do you like having your land stolen? How about a taste of your own medicine? Ukraine's leader Zelensky had gambled on the idea that by taking some Russian territory, it would prove to be good leverage in negotiations on the negotiation table. And he was right to think that Ukraine would end up on that table eventually. Trump may be saying, let's go and negotiate, but Joe Biden was also going down the same path. And let's be honest, taking Russian land is of high value. If the war were to end tomorrow but Ukraine kept Kursk, Putin's legacy would be in tatters. And Russia knows this, so it is now prioritized taking Kursk. According to reports, Russia has managed to take back roughly half of the land it lost to Ukraine. But that's still not enough. Remember, even 1% of land lost from Russia would be disastrous for Putin's legacy and reputation. Cue, in the distance, 50,000 troops now marching towards Kursk, a mixture of Russian troops and North Korean troops. Trump doesn't take office until January. That means 2 more months of what we've already seen from Joe Biden. But reportedly, some insiders and officials inside Ukraine were low-key celebrating Trump's win. You might be thinking, why would you celebrate Trump's win? He's talked about losing land. A source told the magazine Economist that some Ukrainians had become tired of Joe Biden's empty promises. They said that while Biden may be well-meaning, he hasn't provided a solid way to end the war. It's just prolonging it indefinitely. Yes, Donald Trump has talked about losing Ukrainian land, but then he's also talked about not emboldening Russia too much. So Trump is a gamble, a dangerous one, but one that at least offers some kind of solution. It is worth pointing out, though, that this is not the official stance of the Ukrainian government and just some voices inside of it. As the Biden administration takes its last gasp in these last 2 months, Joe Biden is indeed getting a little bit riskier, and he has now reversed a ban on sending American contractors to go to Ukraine. These contractors would be there just to fix Ukrainian weapons. They wouldn't be on the front lines and they wouldn't be battling Russia. I hope these guys are paid well. Sending US workers of any kind was a red line for Putin, but so many have now been crossed that I don't think Putin even knows what the colour red looks like anymore. But the rules are changing and the race is on. Trump may not yet be in power, but the changes already are significant.